I'm the best at what I do, and what I do is make custom action figures. Roll the intro, bub. Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video, which is my custom Wolverine figure. And like the Midna figure that I had shown off a little while ago, this one actually has a bit of a story behind it. So let's get into it. So before I decided to make this Wolverine figure, I had actually had this Marvel Select figure from way back, like when I first started collecting figures. And at the time I thought it was pretty good, but looking back and seeing how many figures I've collected now, I don't like it as much. It still looks good, but the two main problems I have with it is, one, it doesn't have the best articulation, and it's also way too tall when comparing it to 6-inch action figures that I collect now. Also, the claws suck. So yeah. So when I was getting tired of that one, I decided I was either going to make my own Wolverine figure or buy an actual Marvel Legends Wolverine figure. And around a few weeks ago, my mom had bought me a Wolverine figure from one of the X-Men movies. I can't remember which one it is, from a thrift store. And while it was good, it wasn't the Wolverine costume I wanted. So finally, seeing that the time has come, I guess, I decided to go ahead and make my own. And here it is, and I think it's pretty good. Oop. So let's get into it. Starting with the base body, it's a Dark Knight Rises, a Dark Knight Rises Batman figure from Mattel. You can see that in some of the patterns. And honestly, I think this looks pretty well for the body I used. Starting with the head, it's still the same Batman head. All I really did was cut off the ears, sculpted around the head, and sanded it down, and then went ahead and made Wolverine's mask. I'm not exactly happy with how this head turned out because it doesn't look like Wolverine that much, I'm gonna be honest. But I still think for a Wolverine head, it's okay. Not my best sculpting job, but I think it's fine. For the torso, all I really did was sculpt over the S, not the S of the Superman. I sculpted over the Bat logo, and then I painted the whole thing. For what I wanted to go with this Wolverine, I wanted to go with the Astonishing Wolverine costume, and it looked in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I was thinking of doing the Tiger Stripe Wolverine, kind of like this one, but I think this worked out a lot better. So yeah, I think that worked pretty well. I tried to make it look like Wolverine without looking too much like I just painted a Batman body. And it still kind of looks like that, but I still like it. I did try to do the Tiger Stripe design all over the figure. And for this middle piece, as you can see, I did paint it black with a little bit of silver at the bottom. I made the little the X-Men logo on his belt with a jewel bead, which I just painted over. And I did sculpt the boots, as you saw in the video I made showing off the progress. I think these boots actually turned out really well. Like how they came out. And for this Wolverine, I did kind of want him to look kind of like roughed up and dirty. So I think that worked pretty well. It meant I didn't have to be as neat this time. But yeah. And as you can see, I kind of wanted to add hair to it, but it didn't turn out too well. But it's not too noticeably bad. So yeah. Now going on to claws, which I'm really happy about. I wasn't sure how I was going to do the claws at first, because at first I thought I would just take the hands from this Wolverine, but like I said, the claws suck, and they weren't as good on So yeah, I was thinking of using those hands. They sucked. Then I was thinking I could just use the hands from the X-Men my mom got me, but they also sucked. So what I did was I looked on Figure Realm, because I remember there was a Steel Claw tutorial for Wolverine. And to the best of my ability, I tried to do that tutorial, and it actually didn't turn out that bad. But I didn't end up following the tutorial that well, because from what they told me, I didn't do it pretty much. So what I did was, I took bobby pins, cut them down, made them look like claws, scraped up all the rubber and stuff like it told me, and then from there, I had to heat them up, Dremel into the hands, and place them in there so that they look like they're protruding from his knuckles. Because what I didn't realize was, since, you know, it's for a Wolverine figure, Wolverine does kind of have like, I'm not trying to say it, he kind of has like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. Pretty much he does have, like, these, on his gloves, he'll have like, these points where they can actually come out, and they do show that on the figure. So since the Dark Knight Batman doesn't have that, I just had to like heat up the claws and melt them into the hand and sculpt it over it. I think it turned out pretty well. So yeah, they are made of real metal and they are kind of pointy, but I still like how they turned out. I still think they look really cool. But since I wanted him to have some alternate hands, that's what I did. And for these hands, I actually molded these. They're actually made out of hot glue. So what I did for that is that I made a little casting mold with the Dark Knight Rises hands, and I used hot glue to make the mold. And on my first attempt, it was pretty terrible, but with these actually came out a lot better. And all I really did for the peg was stick a piece of metal into them. So taking off this and showing you, yeah, it's right hand. You can see that they do fit in pretty well. Comparing them to the normal hands, I say they look a little big, but it's not too noticeable. I think they still look pretty well. And since I wanted an unmaxed head for Wolverine, that's exactly what I did. If it will go on. There we go. So yeah, this is the unmasked head of Logan. And honestly, I like this a lot better than the normal head. I think I might have him like displayed with this. So with this, I'm gonna be honest, I think I made the eyes a little bit too anime, but I don't think it looks that off, honestly. And for how the hair is like this, I didn't actually sculpt this. This is from, again, the X-Men figure that my mom got me. And since I love Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, I thought this worked pretty well, especially since he tried really hard to make his hair look like Wolverine. And if you can see, I did try and paint a 5 o'clock shadow on him. I think it turned out pretty well. So yeah, I do like this head a lot better than the normal one, but with that, let's get into the articulation. So both heads are able to move 360, a little bit up and down, not much head pivot. His arms can go out to the side like that. He has a bicep swivel, and I should probably mention about the arms, these are from a WWE figure, since the normal arms would have looked weird if I actually painted them. And then I just stuck the normal forearm. Yeah, I stuck the normal lower arm onto the biceps as well. So yeah, he has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, wrist swivel for both sets of hands. He has a little bit of an ab crunch, and it can go back somewhat. He has a waist swivel. His legs can go out all the way to the side. It's just hard. Yeah. They can move forward. They can move back. He has a single jointed knee, which I did kind of modify so it can move back a little bit more. because the legs are kind of wobbly, but not too much. A lower thigh swivel. Yeah, and an ankle hinge. So the articulation is pretty good on this guy, and again, I do like how he came out. So I'm gonna do a cutaway here to show you how he looks compared to other figures. And here he is standing next to all of my Marvel action figure heroes, and I have to say, considering that he's supposed to be small, it actually works out pretty well. I will admit that he's a bit taller than what he usually looks like, but I'm fine with him being smaller than like the characters like Spider-Man and Iron Man, since he's supposed to be that way, and I still think this fits in pretty well. On a side note, I am planning to replace that Thor figure from Marvel Legends one, just saying. But yeah, for scale wise, I think it works pretty well. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm actually working on another X-Men character pretty soon. I'm pretty sure you'll figure out who it is once I make the work in progress videos. You guys seem to like those. Speaking of that, I have to ask, what kind of videos do you want to see from me? Because I see that like a few videos get more views than others, so tell me in the comments what type of videos you want to see, and I'll try to do more of those videos. Still gonna do the videos I like since it's my channel, but I'd still like your feedback. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.